Revitalization is important because there's not really any other options.
You can say what you want to. You obey when you have to. But we can change if we want to.
Mi nombre es Gildardo Juárez Vega. Soy Ayucay de la cultura Mije. Mi pueblo se llama Nativitas Coatlán, Santa María Nativitas Coatlán.
Manahu, Inaniene, Chris Hoheg, Kwanitatsi Nobu, Nunum Naniet, Abasupu Edinu, Nobidu, Apaya Lunadunu Alimana, Anu Manana. My name is Chris Hoheg. Kwanitatsi Nobu is my, I guess you could say my Indian name, Paiute name given to me at birth, middle name given by my grandfather. Kwadi Tatsi Nobu means shooting star. It's a name I've come to become really proud of because not many people have a Paiute name, I realize, and I like that, it's so cool. From Bishop, California. I'm a member of the Bishop Paiute tribe, and I live in the Owens Valley of California. I'm 32 years old. I'll be 33 this summer.
Manahu Inaniane Amara Keller, Nu Manu, Payahupawe Nu Kimadu, Ibia'u Jamie Meredith, Inawa'u Edward Keller Mananiet, Ima'u Sandra Meredith, Idoga'u James Meredith Mananiet, Kuno'u Leroy Keller, Hutsi'u Melba Keller Mananiet, Ihi Manok Payahupawed Agimana, Betanawe Udu Payawe Agimana, Toba Wahamatuwe Agimana, Nu Kadu Tuamuga, Nu Wahawana Kwanukiek Tomoto, Nu Tuniwadu, Nu Muyadaha, Owens Valley Career Development Center, Tuniwadu. My name's Amara Keller. I'm Paiute. I come from where the water runs, this valley, Payahupawe, or from this area. My maternal grandparents are Sandra and James Meredith. My paternal grandparents are Edward Keller, Leroy Keller, and Melba Keller. And my family comes from this whole valley, some from Benton, and also some from Big Pine, Fish Springs area. I don't have any kids, and I'm 29 years old, and I work for Owens Valley Career Development Center's Numuyadaha language program. Right now, we call ourselves Noom, which is Nu is myself or yourself, and Noom, or the MU on the end, Numu, is a pluralization of lots. So when you say a word or specific words, to pluralize it, you put a mu on the end, or amu. And so Nu is a lot of selves, basically. And so our people, we call ourselves Numu, which is all of us connected together as one. Or, I don't like to call myself native, or I call myself Noom. I'm a Numuhupi.
Indígena es un término peyorativo, le llaman acá, es como despectivo. En un momento se usó solo para decir ciertos estereotipos sobre ciertas zonas. Y hay un compañero que dice, pues no digo que soy indígena, de hecho soy zapoteca, ¿no? Es decir, tiene más historia, tiene más hay muchas más cosas culturales muy fuertes que decir soy indígena. Entonces y ya revisando, pues el término indígena son términos que llegan después, que se da un cierto tipo de utilidad tanto en el Estado, o sea, el gobierno. Pues es algo, por así que un proceso de definir, digamos, la parte personal, y creo que lo mismo como que hemos platicado, es muy difícil como generalizar como para todos los Ayuk.
Learned indigenous means to be from a place, to come from a. I think we're all indigenous, I guess, first off, every single human being. But to be indigenous in yourself and your life is to feel a connection to the earth, I think.
Esta forma de relacionarse con la tierra, con el cerro, de mucho respeto y de cómo expresar su sentir espiritual.
Being indigenous is having a connection to our ancestors. I think being able to live what they couldn't, what our ancestors couldn't, and being able to have respect for what they've traveled from, where they've come from. Just being a part of a special group and culture that maybe some people don't understand, or that they have just a different viewpoint of things around. So when we look at, we have special names for places, we have special rituals for things that we do, or, we don't do this because it's just the way it always is. Noom definitely spoken around, it's never been a fluent thing.
And Big Pine, though we're largely connected to the same families, there's a much smaller reservation and tribe, but culturally we're like this very similar people. But up here there was I heard like 30 different settlements just in this northern part of the Owens Valley. And now we're one reservation, so imagine how that is a different way of life, of being like family focused out and doing your thing, and then spread upon the land in different areas, and then all of a sudden it's like, you're gonna be all together on this one little stamp and figure it out how to make it work. Just a few generations ago, that was actually just a handful of big families. And so we have to kind of understand who those families are, what they make up, and how those people are now connected to this place we call the Bishop Paiute tribe.
We go back and forth in our community about this person has this dialect, this person learned from this person who spoke a specific dialect. But for the most part, it's apple, potato type thing. It's the same language, it's just different dialects, so you can understand.
I would say my mother's generation was the first generation it did not get passed down to, so our grandparents, it was their first language, and then they would have, spoken a lot amongst themselves, but it was during their time where they didn't pass it down to their kids, so that generation which grew up to be our parents were exposed to it and seen it as elders, picked it up, words and phrases, and that's basically what we got raised around, was these words and phrases, body parts, silly things that make people laugh, but not real conversation, not real, there's certain words that even today it's hard to explain in English, and I think even a non-fluent Paiute who knows those words would have to be like, oh, this is what it means, they get it, they don't even know it. When people here are always saying, I don't even know that they're speaking Paiute, because that's like maybe the only Paiute word they're using all day, but it's actually a Paiute word for yes,
Mis papás, aunque hablaban el Ayuk entre ellos dos y los señores adultos, mi papá sobre todo, hasta que yo empecé como a molestarle y decirle, pues háblame en Ayuk, no, nunca lo había hecho, nunca, siempre se dirigía a mí, aunque fuera en un castellano, no tan nutrido, no tan bueno, pero se dirigían en castellano, en español, a todos nosotros, a mis hermanos. Y mi mamá, después de cierta edad que tenía yo, pues ya me empezó a hablar en mije, sobre todo para, pues no sé, en un momento cambió, ¿no? Porque en principio no, era todo en español. Entonces te das cuenta que, o sea, que es como diciendo, pues no debes de ser como nosotros que hablamos en mije.
Or when she would wake us up in the morning, it would be yotzi instead of wake up, it's get up, but she wouldn't say get up, she would say yotzi. And so we just knew, it was like a serious thing. When you heard noom, it was supposed to be that way, or you knew it was a serious moment, but it, in a sense, not serious like, oh gosh, we're in trouble, just she's serious. Here and there you basically learn the bad words, or not the bad words because we don't have bad words, we don't have cuss words in noom, but just the words that are, to drink, to your chabu, your butt, all of those kind of words that you put that westernization on it. and it becomes a bad word.
Para decir yo, pues si yo quiero decir, no, pues yo quiero hacer esto, ahí dicen uchts. Usan mucho como la J, es más aspirado, pues las palabras que hacen acá. Y nosotros en la parte de allá, casi en la baja, esa misma palabra, significa como testículos, ¿no? Entonces, sí cambia bastante.
A lot of Noom words have specific meanings and can't be translated from Noom to English. And so understanding that, or, learning how that word breaks down can further your connection to when you're actually praying or when you're saying something. Like I talked about before, some of our older beliefs, traditions, customs, all of that goes hand in hand with language. So when we do rituals, when we do our ceremonies, all of those things have lost their, for lack of a better word, their connection or their powerfulness. And I think that language in there will help connect it and be the food to your soul. Our traditional foods like piaga, the Pandora moth caterpillar, and gathering pine nuts or tuba, having all of those be able to say what you're doing in the language will make you just feel better when you can say it in your own language. You just feel connected to those. I think our ancestors did the same exact thing. Our people are still doing that every day. So I heard one time, we are what we eat. Our ancestors stepped in the same places, did the same things, gathered from the exact same trees. And so being able to say what we're doing just like they did in the language connects you just immediately, just like that. And so you feel good.
Y en la parte donde vivimos nosotros le decimos touch. Entonces no significan otra cosa, pero no tienen nada que ver, ¿no? En otras palabras sí son nada más la pronunciación que cambia, como que tantito ahí lo pronuncian diferente. Y nosotros, por ejemplo, para decir yo, o sea, la misma palabra que se dice en Tlahui, decimos uch. Entonces es muy diferente a uchts, que entonces ya en la parte baja sí significa otra cosa, ¿no?
Puhidoa with a pu in the beginning is, I think, flower. Pohidoa, so you can hear pohidoa. That's skunk. Very, very similar, but if you say it the wrong way, it could mean something different. Language program has a couple productions of language. There's a DVD called Ikibe. That's all. There's no English in it at all, and it's the process of pine nut mush, making pine nut mush from the start to finish. So that one is I would say the most updated technology.
Por ejemplo, un compañero zapoteco que hizo la traducción o la localización de Firefox en zapoteco, en los medios que están ahorita los jóvenes, ¿no? En las redes sociales, en los videojuegos, si se pudiera, porque aquí, por ejemplo, en Surco se tiene ganas de hacer estos videojuegos en lenguas indígenas. Estos son los espacios donde están los niños, los jóvenes, y ahí pues llegar con lo de la lengua, ¿no? Partiendo de cómo va viviendo cada quien las cosas, ¿no? Estamos ahí, pero lo que tenemos es solo el español, solo el inglés, y pues en ese mismo espacio es ir ganando también espacio el mije, el zapoteco y todo eso, ¿no? Esa es la idea, que al final pues ya es si se convencen de que hay que recuperar las historias, de que ciertas cosas más, pues ya es algo extra, ¿no? Que se ganaría, pero sí, por eso pues muchos, y creo que sí, se puede iniciar principalmente por la lengua, porque es algo que muy concreto y que no entramos en conflicto con mucha gente, ¿no? Es muy importante. Pues con eso yo creo que tenemos muchísimo, ¿no? O sea, la lengua es una forma de decir cómo entendemos al mundo, ¿no?
Language is a gift. Language has its own spirit, and it's important that we treat it and cherish it, especially now when it's state. So definitely, I don't want people to fear it, and just embrace it. And when they have the time to do it, I mean, it's necessary.
'Cause it's all one struggle. We on common ground. When that change looks unlikely, we got to come together now.